Alright, everyone, welcome to week one of the life of a fantasy football player. Um, this is basically the first recap video of what's happened. It's already week 7 in the season, but I'm just letting you guys know what's happened the first 6 weeks of the season, just so you can get to a point where you know where I'm currently at. My team name is Come At Me Bro, and in a moment I'm going to show you the team that I drafted. They're it's a, as far as I know, they were pretty solid players. A couple surprises that have emerged as fantasy stars, and my initial team looked pretty good on paper, as far as I could tell. They uh, they weren't terrible, and um, overall, I picked up a couple good players. I was number one in the draft overall. I had to pick up Adrian Peterson, and he's proved pretty clutch for me in recent weeks, but at the start of the season, he was pretty low down there. He wasn't really producing too many big points that I was hoping for. Anyways, the first week of the season, I just completely blew it. It was a huge loss. I was up against a very stacked team with Darren Fadden and McCoy and Romo and Greg Jennings and just a whole slew of stupidly ridiculous players. And my players just didn't show up. The only one who really scored over like 12 points was Matt Forte, and he just that was his first game of really emerging as a fantasy beast this season. Other than that, Adrian Peterson got like 10 points, Fred Jackson 11, even Matt Schaub only got 8 points because he threw a couple interceptions, and Danny Amendola for the Rams went down in like the second quarter, so I basically lost one of the receivers I was playing that week. Fitzgerald scored no touchdowns. Gates scored no touchdowns. So overall, it was just a pretty stupid week, and I really stood no shot against the team I was up against. So here's what my team looks like as of having drafted them. You can just take a look there and see the players. I did pick up Adrian Peterson the first round, followed by Matt Forte and Larry Fitzgerald as my second and third rounders. The rest of the guys kind of fell in place as the draft proceeded on, and I felt like I had a pretty good team overall. This is the week one numbers, and as you can see right there, Matt Forte, the only one that's really produced. Um, the rest of the guys on the bench, even they kind of sucked and bombed, so most of these guys have actually dropped or traded and switched out for other players at this point in the season, but uh, let me know what you guys think. Keep in mind, this was before the start of the season. This is my team, and realistically, there was a lot of stuff up in the air. Julio Jones was a rookie. No one knew how he was going to emerge. Percy Harvin was basically the number one, but he still hasn't really done much there. McGahee turned into a starter, which was surprising, so that was kind of a big pickup for me. And Green Ellis has always been kind of a pretty decent running back. Anyways, most of these backups ended getting dropped, and Danny Amendola also ended up getting dropped. So ultimately, this was my team, and I just kind of went with it. This was my first loss of the season, and I kind of saw it coming based on who I was up against. Anyways, leave a comment about what you guys think of this team and what you think of it going forward. Anyways, you're going to see what happens in the next video, and basically how my team basically falls apart.